Welcome back to Guitalele Tutorials. In today's video, we are going to review the open string note names of Guitalele. So this is the same thing, the same as the tuning that we are talking about of the Guitalele, right? So the Guitalele tuning is A, D, G, C, E, A. Okay, and so you must have understood by this time, or you may have understood by this time, that these are the same open string notes that you are playing and the same open string note names. So why an extra lesson for this one, right? So the idea here is to come up with a mnemonic that you can remember. So like I mentioned in one of the short video here in this channel only, so that I came up with a mnemonics that's amazing, dancer, gulped, cute, exotic, apricot. Okay, so that's what I came up with, right? You can come up with your own, and if you are coming up with your own, let me know in the comments. So maybe someone else gets help from the mnemonics that you come up with, right? Or they may feel comfortable with that, so with your mnemonics, so that will help them. So obviously comment whatever you are coming with. So that's it. Now, why these things are required? These things are required to get into the understanding of music theory more. So coming up in the next lesson only, so I am going to talk about very basics of the music theory. So to understand that, we need to know the open string note names. It should not be like that. Okay, if I tell you what string is what note is string 1, and you have to think, okay, I tuned it to A, so it is A, or maybe what note is string 4. Okay, so I tuned it to G, so yeah, it's G. No, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be, okay, string 4 is G, string 3 is C, something like that, right? So it comes directly from your memory. You don't have to process the information that whatever you tuned it with, right? So that's what the intention is. So that's why developing the mnemonics obviously helps here. Okay, and so why do we need music theory, or why do we need to understand the fretboard? The reason behind that is, so let's say I am taking an example. I am taking an example of okay, there is a little bit of self promotion for me here. So I came up with a song pretty much last year, maybe, yeah. So last year in the 2021, I came up with a song that uses just two chords, C major and A minor. Those two are pretty easy to play on ukulele and switch between them, right? But in Guitalele, let's see how it goes, right? So this is my C major, okay, and this is my A minor, and the song uses alternative of that, so it goes like this. Okay, but you can see there is a difficulty in playing this change, right? I mean, all fingers are changing and the finger placements are also changing. So my third finger goes from string 1 to string 4. I mean, that's a big jump. So what I play usually with in this version is that I use the just-in version of the C major chord. Okay, so what I am essentially coming up with, so the same idea, right? So that we used for A minor to A major, right? So if we lift off one finger to A minor becomes A major becomes A minor. So if we leave that finger there, it becomes A major. The same concept, or the same way, I am now changing between C major to A minor. If you look closely, so just look at this finger, this first finger. So I'm just lifting off this first finger to make it A minor. C major, A minor. Okay, no, I am not lifting up, I am basically pressing down for A minor, I am lifting up for C major. I mean, yeah, it's just a single. So instead of this whole shape change now, instead of whole shape change, now I just can do the same thing with just one single finger change. So that's basically the exploitation of the fretboard. Things like this. So how can I do it? I can do it because I know the music theory. I know the theory behind the notes that the chord uses, right? Okay, disclaimer here also once again, I am not a maestro of music theory, but I know some basics that helps me. That helps me with different tasks like coming up with the note names, the chord constructions, or the scale constructions, and the transposing between one scale to another scale. So things like this that I can work with at this point. Music theory will actually help you understand what you are doing on Guitarlele. So yeah, and to get the knowledge of the music theory, you need the open string note names, right? So learn them, memorize them, so that at any point of time you can tell that, yeah, this is that note and this is that note. That's it. And definitely come up with a mnemonics that you can remember, and also let me know in the comments the mnemonics that you came up with. That's all.